أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. There we go. This is the energy that we need. Alhamdulillah, so far, for those who don't know, we're working on the parking lot project. We've collected, alhamdulillah, $57,000. Takbir. And we've been doing this only on Jum'ahs. For the past 3 Jum'ahs, we've collected 57,000, alhamdulillah. We have pledges for about 65,000. Takbir. Inshallah, we want to make that today from 65 to 75 at least. So we need about 10 pledges minimum, inshallah. So we're going to do this quickly. We want to finish it within 5 minutes so we can khutbah with brother HUSSAM AYLOUSH. So who wants to be our first donor for $1,000? $1,000. Sisters, you can donate as well. Takbir. In front of you are the pledges, so you can just sign it from over there. There's number 2. Takbir. That's 3, alhamdulillah. So we're at 68 so far. Who wants to be our next donor? Let's reach to 70. Who wants to donate 2 to get us to 70? Sisters. Takbir, we got another 2, so we're at 70 right now. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Come on, 5 more at least, 5 more. Wants to be our first of 5. Or you could just donate the 5 right away and we can, inshallah, end this. Next donor, sisters. Brothers. 5 more. Bismillah. What about, yeah, we could do 10 people, each person $500. Oh, tents. Oh. Yes, if people are in the tents and they're listening to this, you could pledge and give one of the forms to Brother Khamzada or Brother Abid outside, inshallah. And if you want to come out of the tents, you can come to this front door and donate and we can count you, inshallah. Sisters. Any sister? 5 more, Bismillah. We're at 70 right now, we need 5 more. Brother, are you raising your hand over there, pointing at another brother? Bismillah, 5 more. The next 1,000 that you donate might be your ticket way to Jannah. Bismillah. 5 more. Or 1 more. Takbir. The sister. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. 4 more. 4 more thousand. Bismillah. 4 more thousand. Brothers. Come on, match the sister at least. Look at the brother sitting next to you. You guys can match 500, 500, inshallah, donate. That'll make 1,000. Bismillah. Any brothers, any sisters? Sisters. We want to start this khutbah, inshallah. Bismillah. Okay, inshallah. If we have anyone donating from the tent, please bring it forward and we'll count it, inshallah. Jazakallah khairan.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن نبينا وحبيبنا محمدا عبد الله ورسوله صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم. نشهد بأنه قد بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وجعلها على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. أما بعد، يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه العزيز بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد. All praises and thanks are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We seek Allah's refuge. We seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the evil within us and the evil around us. And we bear witness that there is no deity, no divinity truly worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. And we bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam is indeed the last of messengers and prophets, chosen and sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide all of mankind, to guide them and show them to the universal ways of Islam, the ways of peace, the ways of mercy, the ways of human unity and brotherhood, the ways to justice, the ways to Tawheed. It is indeed the ways to Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and keep us on the path of Sirat al-Mustaqim. May Allah keep us as part of the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and protect us from any deviation that comes from within us or from outside. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I know all of us, when we talk to each other and when we get together in gatherings or on social media, all of us express frustration, sadness, sometimes even hopelessness and helplessness. And a Muslim should never be hopeless. As long as you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you should never, ever be hopeless. But this is the sense I feel when I sit and talk to people. As we're watching what is happening around us, locally, nationally, globally, internationally. We're watching our own government, our own president promoting hatred, racism, Islamophobia, whether it's through a Muslim ban or through the commentary he makes or the policies he's pushing. We see growing racism around our country. We see internationally, especially as Muslims, it's difficult for us to watch what is happening around the world and not feel heartbroken. From Syria, almost 1 million people killed, tens of thousands raped, tortured by a barbaric regime, least to say. We watch what is happening in Palestine. Just today, 14 people were shot, killed, as they were protesting peacefully, basically, demanding the right to return to their homes, to their villages. Nothing new, ongoing for the last 70 plus years. We watch what is happening and what continues to happen to the Rohingyas in Burma, in Myanmar, where an entire community was removed from its homeland, from its homes, from its villages. And the villages are systemically destroyed to eliminate the Muslim presence from that area completely, as is a whole population of Muslims forced outside. We see what is happening to our brothers and sisters in China, East Turkestan, the Uyghur brothers, who are being targeted because they're Muslims, not allowed to practice the religion, sisters not allowed to wear hijab. Ramadan, they were forced to break their fast. Now the government is coming up with new laws where you're not even allowed to have Muslim-sounding names. The media is not watching, nobody cares. We hear our own president announcing that he will be moving the US embassy to occupied Jerusalem. Some comments here and there, some complaints, but sometimes it is overwhelming. And when you watch that, if you're not a Muslim, you would sit and say, SubhanAllah, this Muslim Ummah or the Muslim community or what's known as the Muslim Ummah must be a minority. Must be like maybe 1 million or 2 million out of 6 billion people in the world, right? Because there is no way on earth for a community, for an Ummah, for a nation that is large and strong to face such injustice at every level, in every place, every corner of the world. But the reality, we're not. We're almost 2 billion people. There are almost 2 billion Muslims around the world. And everyone who has imperialistic, greedy, bigoted, hateful, violent tendencies, they're settling their scores with Muslims, using Muslims as the punching bag. Recently in Sri Lanka, even. In India, mosques are being targeted, in Kashmir, and the list goes on and on. So I can see why sometimes we feel powerless. Brothers, please come forward so we'll have the brothers sit down. It's going to be still a long time. Not too long. I don't want to stand up. So the question becomes, when we sit among ourselves and talk, what I hear from people is saying they're complaining about Muslim or so-called Muslim governments. Allah ja'alhum Muslims. Allah make them close to being Muslim. Sometimes we sit and complain about Muslim scholars. Oh, it's the Muslim scholars. They're not speaking up against injustice. You know, they're becoming rubber stampers for these tyrants and dictators. You know, a good dictator usually wins 99% of the votes, like in Syria. You know, less popular dictators usually they win by 90%. They're not very popular. But you know, we have rubber stampers, so we complain. We complain about the lack of courage within the Muslim Ummah. Where are the Muslims to speak up? Where are the people who demonstrate? We complain about the West, the US government, our government, Israel, Europe. We complain about NATO. We complain and complain. And maybe every one of those complaints might be legitimate. But the real question is, what about me? What about me? Because I'm part of this ummah. What about you? You are part of this ummah. Don't you and I have a responsibility to advance justice, to stand up against repression, to stand up for Islam, to build masajid, build schools? You know, we always sit in these events and we hear a fundraiser for the masjid, fundraiser for the school. And alhamdulillah, many of us donate, maybe privately and publicly. But you know that most of us don't donate? Studies have shown that actually, overwhelmingly, when people come to the masjid, come to the schools, they don't contribute. The majority of people, Muslims who use the services of our masajid and our schools, and who are Muslims, and their children are Muslims, are not contributing to the advancement and the protection of Islam in America. We don't support masajid. We don't support the Islamic schools. We don't support the care organizations. We don't support the MAS, the ICNAS, the Y Islam, all these great organizations that are helping serve us and our presence in this country and protect our rights and educate others about our religion. We come in as guests. And I'm not saying about any of us here specifically, but many of us come and feel like we're guests in our own community. When the Prophet, when Islam itself made it very clear that each one of us is going to be questioned. Each one of us is responsible. The Prophet ﷺ said in a beautiful hadith, روي عن عبد الله بن عمر رضي الله عنهما أنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم يقول كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته، فالإمام راع مسؤول عن رعيته، والرجل راع في أهله ومسؤول عن رعيته، والمرأة راعية في بيت زوجها ومسؤولة عن رعيتها، والخادم راع في مال سيده ومسؤول عن رعيته، فكلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. The Prophet ﷺ said, each one of you, talking to the Ummah, each one of you, every single one of you is a guardian, and he or she will be asked about his or her guardianship. Each one of you. Okay, some people might say, well, that means the leaders. No, he classified. What he did, he elaborated. He said, the Imam, indeed, Imam means the religious leader or the political leader. The leader is indeed a guardian over his constituency, the masjid, the city, whatever it is. And he or she will be asked about his guardianship. Allah will ask you, did you treat them fairly? Were you a good leader for them? Did you teach them? Did you correct them? Did you love them? Were you merciful to them? Allah will ask them about that. But then he continued, the Prophet ﷺ, and said, and the husband is a guardian over his home. And he will be asked about his guardianship. You will be asked about your children. You will be asked, did you treat your wife fairly, with love and compassion? Did you treat your children? Did you provide them Islamic education? Were you a good role model for them? Hidayah is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't control Hidayah. Guiding people, that's between them and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you have a responsibility to show them the way. Whether they get on the way or not, you can't control. Allah will ask you, will ask me about that guardianship. And then he continued, so you don't think, sisters, don't think you're off the hook. He said, and the wife is a guardian in her home also. The home of her husband and her home. And she will be asked about that guardianship. Did she love her husband? Did she take care of her husband? Did she give him nasiha when he needed to give nasiha? Did she love the children? Did she educate the children? Same thing. And then he said, even the servant, even the worker, the one who works at a company, or you work for someone, you are a guardian over the property, the authority is given to you through your whatever position it is, and you will be asked about that guardianship. If you're required to work 8 hours, did you put 8 hours in work, or were you wasting your time? This is between you and Allah, no longer between you and the employer. You and Allah, it's a guardianship, it's an amana. كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول. Mas'ul means you will be questioned. From the verb سأل. سأل means to question, to ask. Meaning on the day of judgment, it's a passive verb. Meaning on the day of judgment, you will be asked about that guardianship by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What does it mean, my dear brothers and sisters? It means you are a guardian over your own affairs. First of all, you and I are going to be asked about our money, our time. There are many hadith that we know. Our Islam, our Iman, do we pray 5 times a day? Did I fast? Did I connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Did I seek His forgiveness? Did I repent from my sins? Every human being will make mistakes. وَخَيْرُ الْخَطَائِنَ التَّوَّابُونَ, the Prophet says. Everyone will make mistakes. But did you ask Allah for forgiveness? Did you ask? Did you repent? Did you try to repent? Did you try your best to be on the path? No one is going to be Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No one is going to be Abu Bakr. No one is going to be Umar. No one is going to be Uthman. No one is going to be Ali, or Bilal, or Ammar, or Sumayya, or Aisha. May Allah be pleased with all of them. You are you. You are you. Try your best. Don't say, I can never be like the Sahaba, so I might as well be like Shaitan. No, I can try to be like them. I can try to my best and ask Allah to help me and seek people who will help me get better. Recognize your weakness, but recognize the ability to change your own affairs. So your first responsibility is towards yourself. Second responsibility is towards your own family. No one can take care of your family but you. No one. You can take care of the families of all the ummah and help with the masjid and help with care and with mass. Remind all of ourselves, including myself. Our family is what's on my neck, as the Arabs say. It's my responsibility. On the day of judgment, when I stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no one else will be asked, did I take care of my children other than me and my wife? We will be asked, did you take care of them? So that is second responsibility. Give them the time, give them the love, give them the education, show them the way, and make dua that they will follow. Other than that, nothing to worry about. You don't control what people do at the end. Third, your community, where you live. This is your first responsibility. Do you think people from Riverside are going to come and build your masjid in Lobita? Not until we finish with our work in Corona and Riverside and. The first priority for this community is its own place. Your children, you come here, you benefit from the masjid, you come and pray. You're the one who struggled with the parking, not me. I come here once every 3 months. You are the ones who struggle to find a place to park. You're the ones who want your children to learn Quran. So you are the ones who have to take that first responsibility. No one else will come and make this priority other than you. Then you have the affairs of your ummah, our ummah. Who will take care? Who is worrying about the Muslims, the Rohingyas, really? The extremist nationalist Hindus or the extremist nationalist Buddhists? No. When they make dua, oh Allah, help us, and have our brothers and sisters care about us. Which brothers and sisters are they talking about? You and I. When our brothers and sisters in Syria, or in Libya, or in Egypt, or in Afghanistan, or in Pakistan, or anyone suffering anywhere in the world, when they call for the ummah to come to their help, who are they talking about? People living in Mars? You and me. This is our ummah. If we don't care about the affairs of the ummah, as the Prophet ﷺ said, من لم يهتم بأمر المسلمين فليس منهم. أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Whoever does not concern himself or herself with the affairs of the believer, then he is not part of them. Why are you pretending to be part of something you don't care about? If I don't care about, then I'm a stranger. No, you care, and we will care. But they count on you to care. And if there's a sense that I feel that I'm not caring enough, always renew your iman. Remind yourself, the Muslim is the brother of the Muslim. Don't be ashamed ever to give up your belonging to the ummah. We are American, alhamdulillah, we're proud of that. You might be of Pakistani origin, Iranian origin, Afghani origin, Syrian origin, Arab ethnicity, black ethnicity, Latino. All of that is good, fine and dandy. Nothing haram with that. Alhamdulillah, celebrate diversity. But your ummah belonging is above all. Because this is the ummah of Tawheed, the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. There's no need to be ashamed. Alhamdulillah, this is not a contradiction. I can be all of the above. But I'm also proud that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made me part of the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And say it proudly and with care. Care, C-A-R-E. Say it with care, that I care about their affairs. I want to help in those issues. When I hear about something, I don't need to be from China to care about those Muslims in China. I don't need to be from Somalia when I hear there's a car bomb in Somalia and I make dua from brothers and sisters. Or from Afghanistan, or from Bangladesh, or from India, or from LA, or anywhere a dear brother of mine is suffering, I'm feeling that pain. And it has to show, not just in my I feel the pain. One has to show somewhere, in my dua, in attending a halaqah about this program, maybe a forum, a protest, a donation. And last but not least, our responsibility towards fellow human beings. We are not some special race. We're part of the same race, called the human race. All of us. كلكم لآدم وآدم من تراب. All of you, all of us. From the whitest white to the blackest black, to the brown, to the yellow, to the green, to the purple, to whatever color you choose. All of us come from Adam, our father, our very first father, and his wife, Hawa. We're all brothers and sisters in that humanity. And the pain of one is our pain. وَكُلُّكُمْ رَاعٍ كُلُّكُمْ رَاعٍ وَكُلُّكُمْ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَعِيَّتِهِ. This is another example of guardianship. We as Muslims, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. You are, Allah is saying, you are the best of nations sent out for mankind, created, made available for mankind. Mankind, the nas, of the mu'mineen. Why? You enjoin the good, you forbid the evil, and you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah wanted us to be that ummah. When we witness racism around the world, it's our issue. When we witness racism in our own country, it is our issue. Wallahi, there's rarely a week that goes by without hearing about some shooting. Obviously, if they're not Muslim, it's not terrorism, right? Just kidding. They're just, by the way, good news. The chief of police in Austin finally decided to announce that the bomber in Austin is domestic terrorism. SubhanAllah. It took them a while because They wanted to make sure maybe he has some links to Muslims before they make that, but I guess they couldn't, and the argument couldn't be made, and eventually they had to address. Terrorism has nothing to do with the race or the religion of the perpetrator. It's a description of a crime, and we have to continue to demand that it be used and labeled fairly. Besides that point, no week that goes by without some shooting. Excessive use of force by police. We're not against police, actually, we're appreciative of police protecting us. And most people in the police, alhamdulillah, we owe them because they keep us safe and risk their lives to protect us. We are against those who abuse their power and target innocent people. The overwhelming majority of them are blacks and brown people. Young, brown and black men, specifically, around the country. We just witnessed another shooting only 10 days ago in Sacramento. Young Stephen Clark, who happens to also be Muslim, by the way, who was shot 20 times. 8 bullets hit his body in his grandmother's backyard because they thought he had a gun. Turned out he was holding his iPhone. Now I can assure you, I didn't even look into the details. Had he been white, we would be dealing with a different situation. Probably calling him, hey, get on the ground, your hands up. But when it's a black person, immediately the reaction is, unfortunately, we've seen it way too often. This is not about him only, it's about what's happening in our country, this gun violence situation. And I'm not going to get into the details, but we as Muslims have a role. We're not the only ones who care about human rights and human dignity, but we have to be at the forefront with others who care about these issues. And this requires from us, my dear brothers and sisters, to be part of enjoining the good and forbidding the evil. I'll conclude with a hadith said by our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in which he said, وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ لَتَأْمُرُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَلَتَنْهَوُنَّ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ أَوْ لَيُوشِكَنَّ اللَّهُ أَنْ يَبْعَثَ عَلَيْكُمْ عِقَابًا مِنْهُ فَتَدْعُونَهُ فَلَا يَسْتَجِيبُ لَكُمْ. The Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, أخرجه الترمذي, he said, you have to, it's an order, imperative, you better enjoin the good, and you better forbid the evil, or else Allah will send His punishment upon you. To which, where you make dua, and He will never answer your dua, subhanAllah. Wallah, you ask yourself, how many times we make dua as an ummah for our affairs, all over the world, and we feel like the dua is not being answered. And Allah had promised to answer the dua. What is happening? This is the hadith that explains that. Because we want to make dua for things to change, but we are not willing to change anything. We are not willing to stand up and speak up against injustice. Whether it's being done by Muslims against Muslims, or Muslims against non-Muslims, or non-Muslims against Muslims, or it doesn't matter. Stand up against injustice. Don't fear anyone but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You want to compromise, you don't want to do anything about enjoining good or forbidding evil, but I want to hide, and I'll ask Allah, change things. Change it. Oh Allah, change it on my behalf. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it clear in the Quran when He said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah does not change the conditions of any people, Muslims or others, until they start changing those conditions themselves. You have to take the first step, not because Allah is incapable, Allah can be as it is, but because Allah wants us to be an ummah of activism, an ummah of faith, an ummah of action, an ummah of courage, an ummah that makes a difference. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us that ummah that follows the footsteps of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how he lived his life and how his companions and the tabi'een lived their life on those footsteps, making us fear no one but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, make us the best followers to the best of teachers, Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه فيا فوز المستغفرين. Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. My dear brothers and sisters, just a quick reminder, especially for those who came in late. We heard from our masjid, mashallah, leadership and administration. The masjid is going through an important project. Alhamdulillah, all of you are familiar with it. I don't need to tell you on it. But what is keeping us between now and moving to the place is parking. We can't get the full use of the place unless there's ample parking space for people using the space. These are city regulations all over the country. And for that to happen, All that's keeping us from doing that is money. Nothing else. That's it. Money. The masjid needs money to demolish the area and build the parking lot for all of us to use. They're asking 200 people to donate $1,000 each. Already, they're close to 80 people now. Alhamdulillah, 75 or so. If everyone commits $1,000, imagine this is what's taking us now to the next level. To move to Ramadan and use this space and invite our friends instead of sitting here and simmering. Believe me, I'm simmering here with the heat. Imagine a place where all of us, no one is an tent, no one will be a refugee. All of us will be. So please, make a commitment, inshallah, to contribute to your masjid. You don't need me to tell you about your masjid. Make that commitment. You cannot do the $1,000, find someone else, split up 500 from you, 500 from them. Alhamdulillah, we're done deal. In 1 week, we should have the whole amount, inshallah. The second thing I wanted to conclude with is, alhamdulillah, CARE as it grows now, the next level for us is as we deal with government, with media, is they ask us, in order to represent the Muslim community, you have to have membership. They're no longer accepting to say we represent all Muslims. Alhamdulillah, all of you have been great supporters of CARE. What we launched now to deal with that issue is a new thing called membership drive, membership program, where we ask every Muslim in Southern California, inshallah, every family to become a member of CARE. Meaning you have to sign up and say I'm a member, donate any amount you can give every month. And inshallah, that allows us to have the numbers to go and say, when we talk to media, when we talk to foundations that contribute to the work we do, to say, we have 1,000, we have 2,000, we have 5,000 members in LA. And I'm hoping, inshallah, every one of you will do that. After the prayer, take 2 minutes, inshallah. There will be brothers outside at the table. Take the form, fill it out, and become a member, you and your family. عباد الله إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد كما صليت وسلمت وباركت على سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معصيتك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا. اللهم متعنا بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقواتنا أبدا ما أحييتنا واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا اللهم لا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك فينا ولا يرحمنا. اللهم نسألك أن تجعل الجنة هي همنا ودارنا اللهم لا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم نسألك أن ترفع البلاء عن إخواننا المستضعفين في كل مكان. اللهم كن معهم ولا تكن عليهم. اللهم كن معهم ولا تكن عليهم. اللهم كن مع إخواننا في الشام. اللهم كن مع إخواننا في الغوطة وفي بيت المقدس وفي فلسطين وفي سوريا وفي العراق وفي اليمن وفي ليبيا وفي تونس وفي مصر والعراق وكشمير وأفغانستان وباكستان وبورما والهند وفي كل مكان يظلم فيه المسلمون. اللهم كن مع اخواننا في الصومال، اللهم كن مع اخواننا في السودان، اللهم كن مع اخواننا في تركيا، اللهم كن مع اخواننا حيث كانوا، اللهم كن معهم في امريكا وفي كل مكان يا اكرم الاكرمين. اللهم ثبت اقدامهم ووحد صفوفهم واجمع كلمتهم على الحق والدين. اللهم من اراد بالاسلام والمسلمين خيرا فوفقه الى كل خير، ومن اراد بهم شرا وضرا فخذه اخذ عزيز مقتدر. اللهم نسالك أن تعافي كل مرضى المسلمين. اللهم شافي وعافي مرضى المسلمين. ونخص بالذكر أخونا طقيخان في المستشفى ندعو له بالشفاء. We pray, we make dua for all those who are sick, and namely Brother Taqikhan, one of the community members, brothers here. May Allah grant shifa and rahmah to all those Muslims, sick and dead, and to their loved ones. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم واقم الصلاه.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. I'm going to take 30 seconds only. Follow. No fundraising, just see membership drive. I'm hoping we can get 30 people in 30 seconds become members, inshallah. Here. Do I have the first one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Sisters. 22. We'll stop, inshallah. Outside, we'll see you on. Barakallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you to today's Khatib, Brother HUSSAM, the Executive Director of CARE. Check out that inshallah, organization, non-profit organization. Tonight for family night, we have the youth adhan competition. So please join us for that to see our youth and them competing for the Quran competition. It's presented by the weekend school, the ICSB weekend school. Inshallah, next week's Khatib will be Brother Bilal Zaheen. Don't forget this parking lot project. We would appreciate if we can collect it, the full $200,000 inshallah before May 15th in order to get the permit for Ramadan. Don't forget to register your kids and yourselves in the Quran Academy, and your kids don't forget to register them in the weekend school. If you have any questions, we have a welcome booth outside. Please sign up. We'll be able to answer your questions outside. Please don't forget to donate to the general funds of this masjid, as well as to the new building. Make dua for those who are sick. Faisal Khan is sick. Please keep him in your dua. Mustafa Arafat, he had surgery last week. Please keep him in your dua. Brother Taki Khan, as well as sick. Please keep him in your dua. And please make dua for those who passed away. Parvez Ali, Amina Munshi, Ikramullah Khan, and Harun Sheikh all passed away. Please keep them in your dua. Jazakallah khair.
ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما واجعل تفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تجعل فينا يا ربنا منا ولا فينا ولا حمنا شقيا ولا محروما يا رب العالمين اللهم شاف مرضى المسلمين وعافهم واعف عنهم يا ذا الجلال والاكرام اللهم شاف مرضى المسلمين وعافهم واعف عنهم يا ذا الجلال والاكرام اللهم عجل لهم بالشفاء العاجل التام يا ارحم الراحمين يا اكرم الاكرمين يا رب العالمين ربنا اننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للايمان ان امنوا بربكم فامنا ربنا فاغفر لنا وارحمنا وعافنا واعف عنا يا ذا الجلال والاكرام اللهم انصر المستضعفين في الارض يا رب العالمين اللهم انصر المستضعفين في الارض يا رب العالمين يا الله اللهم اتنا في الدنيا حسنه وفي الاخره حسنه وقنا عذاب النار وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه اجمعين.
Jazakallah khairan. If anyone forgot their sunglasses outside in the wudu area, it's taking up.